Hello, welcome to the Empire of the Cops Substack. We're joined by former Liverpool player and former midfielder John Welsh. Thank you very much. Just a few quick questions about your career and Liverpool today, if that's all right.
Yeah.
First off, your favourite Liverpool memory?
Favourite Liverpool memory? Probably be Istanbul, I think. I can't look too far. I was trying to pick something other than that. But yeah, I think unbelievable game. Unbelievable the way it panned out, and a massive part of Liverpool's history, I think. So I'll probably say that.
Yeah, well, I know we mentioned before, but if you don't mind, tell me how Morientes helped you.
Yeah, so obviously we were in the squad, but we're in the matchday squad. So when you're not in the matchday squad, you sit in the stands. So we were sat in the stands. Obviously, the game happened, we won, and then we were trying to get on the pitch. So obviously, joining the celebrations, walking down, there must have been about 60, 70 people trying to get on the pitch, and the stewards weren't letting no one past. And then it just seemed to happen where everyone parted, and Fernando Morientes, who is a god in world football, really being there, seen it, done it, walked to the front, and the steward must have seen him, recognised him, and was like, yeah, you can come on. And then Fernando Morientes could have just walked away and walked on the pitch, but he managed to turn round and was pointing all the young lads out, saying, yeah, he's with us. So I don't think if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have got on the pitch, or no one near the celebrations, even back in the changing rooms, possibly. Yeah. Because there was no way without him we would have got on the pitch.
That's possible. Got just a question about Xabi Alonso, because I think Carragher said when he first saw him in training, when he hit the ball, it sounded perfect, never mind just where it ended up. So just, obviously we know how good he was on the pitch, but just being able to see Xabi Alonso every day and his passing and being a midfielder yourself, you spoke a lot about Gerrard, but Alonso, what was he like to play along?
He was unbelievable again. You know, when you talk about Steven Gerrard, I think Xabi Alonso is always a close second. I think for me as a midfielder, again, his passing distribution was unbelievable, his technique was unbelievable. His different styles of passing, so he could drive it, he could float it, he could bend it. He always had that style of like whipping it into people. Could spot players, you know, through in half spaces, if you like. Intelligent, but I think as well as that, really humble, nice fella. You know, always took time to speak to the young lads. I remember when I think we were on a Christmas do, and like we sort of like on things like that, young lads probably stuck together a bit more, so we were probably a little bit away. And Xavi come over and was like, what are you doing? And we were like, oh no, we're just sitting here having a drink. He was like, come with us. And we were like, we will now. She went, I'm just going to bar, just one thing. We were like, no. So I think there must have been about 5 or 6 of us. So the next minute he come over with 6 tequilas. And we were like, oh no, we don't want the tequilas. And he was like, you are having tequila. So we were like, all right. So I had the shot with him. But just things like that, just integrating us into the group and taking the time to come over and see if it's okay, see if he wanted a drink. That just summed him up as such a nice, humble person that he was.
Yeah, and obviously he's doing very well as a coach.
Yeah, I think that
surprise you, stuff
no,
like that,
it doesn't surprise me, because I think he will have a good connection with his players. And it's no doubt that when you see or when you watch them play, you can see that they're playing for him, and that probably is a testament to his character and the way he treats people. And he probably motivates them by doing that, which makes him his man management probably skills is off the charts. Put that together with probably the level that he's played and the managers he's played under and the knowledge that he's got, no doubt that he'll go on to do even bigger and better things, I imagine.
Yeah, maybe even an Anfield one day.
Never know.
And speaking of Anfield, can you just describe what it's like to walk on that pitch as a player? How great is that?
Magical for me. That was from the minute I could kick a football. That was my dream. That's what when I put my head on the pillow, that's what I thought of. That's what I dreamt of. Playing in front of the Kop, in front of a packed out Anfield was heaven to me. And you know, no matter what I went on to do in my career, no one can sort of take that away from me, because that's what I wanted to do. That was the reason I got into football, and done it quite early in my career. But yeah, that was the most amazing experience I've ever had.
And do you know just the fans when you play even anywhere? Does it all like
Before you go
blur,
on, you
or-
do, 'cause
Yeah.
that's why I was so nervous. But I think once you get on and you're in the game, I think your focus is solely on the game. Then the noise gets drowned out. You can't really hear fans unless the ball goes out and you're sort of looking round. But other than that, it's fairly tunnel vision on the game, really.
Okay, great. And then just talk about Liverpool today, or maybe yesterday. Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
His departure. His departure and breaking up already. Speaking about it,
Yeah.
we spoke about it before and how it was
Yeah.
such an emotional time. Aside from your feelings on it, do you think he went too soon, or do you think it was the right decision for him?
I think he's probably made the decision off what he thinks, and you probably have to respect that. I was gutted like every Liverpool supporter ever, but you've got to respect that that's his decision, and if he felt it was time to move on for his reasons and for his benefit, if you like, then you've sort of got to respect that. And as gutted as it was, and everyone was, he's probably got to do the right thing that's right for him and his family. So you've just got to respect it and look back on with fond memories. Again, I put him as one of the best managers for Liverpool that I've seen. Obviously, there's been loads of them, but I think when you galvanise not only a football club but a fan base and a city, and you have that connection with them, and just the way it went from when he first come in to where he ended up, and I'd say most of it was probably down to him. I'd say it's such an amazing experience for me as a fan to have that connection with my kids, to go to finals, to go to games, to even to watch on the telly Barcelona beating Barcelona 4-0. Just them experiences, you just got nothing but respect for him, and if that's his decision, then that's his decision.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, the next man is Arne Slot.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about him? Have you got any thoughts on him?
No, not really. You sort of get clips sent to you on YouTube, and which I'm a bit dubious about, because it's always going to be all good stuff. But me and my missus recently went to Amsterdam, and we were in a taxi, and there was a big Ajax fan, and obviously heard the accent, and we got talking about football. And he was full of compliments for him. Said he's when he first took over, they were an average team. He said, and he turned them into a really good team. He was talking about, we've got a really good coach that's come to our football club. He's high energy manager, wants his players working hard for the shirt, for the club. So I think when you hear stories like that, I think Van Gaal's come up today and said something about how good of a coach he is. So I think when you're hearing good things like that, you can only hope that I'm sure they have selected the right man, because obviously they've got the right people in place to make them decisions. But I think you've just got to get behind them, and from the day he walks in the building, which he is now, of course, get behind them and give him your full support.
Yeah, well, as you say, I think everything has been positive that you hear, which is always obviously positive.
Yeah.
The next one is just obviously the summer. This is when everyone talks about transfers.
Yeah.
If you could sign players in 2 positions for this current team, what positions would you strengthen?
I would probably say a 6 from midfielder. I probably would say another left back. But then obviously with Kelleher going, I don't know whether we probably need to bring a keeper in as well. But I'd definitely say a left back and probably a midfielder.
Yeah. And then is there anyone out there that you want us to sign, either in those positions or elsewhere? Are you obviously realistic who might come to Liverpool?
I've never really thought about it. I've seen a couple of clips on that Portuguese lad, João. Can't think of his name. I think he's playing over in Portugal, 19-year-old.
Right, yeah. I think
Man U being interested in him, I think. But he looks a decent player. I'm more prone to sign like player like that Kudus from West Ham.
Yeah,
he's a good player. But at left back, I don't know. you don't really watch games and think he's a good left back,
Yeah,
do you?
no.
So I don't
Especially
know.
with Liverpool as well, it just seems to
Yeah.
be someone you've never heard of, and then
Yeah.
they come and turn out to be
Yeah,
alright.
exactly.
So that's the way to do it normally.
Yeah.
And then maybe a bit of a horrible question, so I apologise. But the front five: Salah, Diaz, Nunes, Gakpo, Jota.
Yeah.
If you have to sell one of those five this summer, which one would you sell?
If I had to, I would probably say Gakpo. Probably. I think he's probably had a up and down season. I think he come in, started well, tailed off a little bit, and then towards the back end of the season, I thought he was playing well. But I find it difficult to lose the other four. I know people have got the reservations on Nunes, but I think he's got one final piece to get right, and I think if he does, you're looking at a forward who can score a lot of goals. Salah will be Salah, and I think when you look at, I think when Salah's playing well or when he's firing, I think you're more often to score a lot of goals. I think Jota's been unlucky with injuries. I think if you get him fit and keep him fit for the whole season, he'll score goals. And Diaz just seems to come up with stuff when he shouldn't really, but he seems to have an impact in the game or in games. So yeah, I think when you look at that, even with Gakpo in there, the front five, it's exciting. They're all exciting players. They're all players who can score goals. But I think we've just probably lacked a little bit in the goal scoring department, and it's probably been one season that we have. I think every other season, I think we've scored a lot of goals. So I think if we get that bit right, which hopefully the new coach will do, who's to say we couldn't go on and challenge again? It'll be difficult. There'll be a transition period, no doubt. But I think we're in a better place now than when Klopp come in. So I think I'm hoping that the turnaround will be quicker for us to be turned into contenders.
Well, that was my next question. Where will Liverpool finish next season? If I had to push you for a position, where do you think?
I think we've got the squad to finish top four. It probably just depends on how quick the players adapt to him or vice versa, whether we can actually challenge. City are always going to be City, and they're always going to improve and strengthen. Teams will get better. Probably Arsenal will do the same. So it probably just depends on how quick the manager can get his methods to the players, how quickly they can adapt to his methods. I think if they get that right, I think everything else is pretty stable at the minute. I think we've got a good team, world class players. All seem to be pushed in the right direction in good ages, if you like, in terms of the physical aspects of everything. So I think top four would be comfortable. Not sure on whether we'd be contenders or not.
Yeah, hopefully long term. Well, the last question is about you. How do you want Liverpool fans to remember you?
Just a local lad who lived his dream.
Perfect. All right, that's great. Well, thanks very much for joining us.
Cheers.
This is the Empire of the Cop Substack. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that type of stuff. And we'll see you next time for the next episode. Thank you.